Hello, everyone. You're now in Module 4 of the course, the very last module. And thank goodness, I know most of you are thinking, that's just the way these short courses go. I know, they're horrible, aren't they? I think they're for all of us. They're such a rush. But I thank you all for even attempting something like this. I know this course is offered during the summer and the regular term. But if you made it this far, good for you. I know a lot of you have been really worried about your last exams, and I've received a lot of information, from you about them. Yeah, it's tough because you're in a tough course. It's just a short course. But now you've got a little bit of breathing room, and I'll tell you why. As we move into the final now, the final is only going to be one question. That's it, one question. It's not something we're going to do multiple choice. It's a whole different format. Um, it's allowing you to use the word processor on a quiz app, so you can just type in your results, or you can actually pre-do them on a word processor like Word and just paste it in. I'm going to open up that questioning the day of your midterm number 3. So that'll be Monday the 8th. It'll be open for you. But I will give you the question right now. So here we go. Knowing what you know about the human body, that is, what we are evolved to do, in what sort of contexts are humans supposed to be in? I mean, think about the context of environment, the types of environments, the type of social relationships we're supposed to have, group sizes, foods. I mean, think about recreation, ability to create, all of these aspects that, are our talents. When we utilize this correctly or don't, we have a lot of problems. And this is exactly what Dan Lieberman is talking about in his book. The issue is, as many problems as Dan Lieberman talks about with the creation of culture and problems that we have now, he doesn't give you one solution. And Dan doesn't give you that for a reason. I know him. I was a running partner with him for a while on many of the conferences I've been to. I asked Dan about this. Hey, why don't you write a book with solution sets? And he looked at me, he smiled, and he goes, you know as well as I do, it's not our world anymore. The job of older people and teachers should be to tell you what's out there, where you should stay away from. The rocks, don't sail over in that direction. But we can't create a world for you. This would be in our own vision. It wouldn't be fair. Why would you want to reproduce the world that I've lived in? How boring. Sounds like something conservative wants to do. I hate to be, all political about it, but that's what conservatives want to do. That's not what our job is supposed to be. See, many people think they're going to live forever, and they should just make sure that their conscience is preserved forever by reproducing the world the same way it is forever. No. The thing about it is that you have to be able to produce a world in the future. And it has to be not only one that you want for yourself, but it should be one in which is healthy for this body. But what you need to do is be able to figure out how to do it, with a roadmap, a reliable one, and one that convinces others. In other words, if you could tell somebody the story about the human body, a brief evolutionary history, describing what we are evolved to do, then you could interface that with the story about what you are going to do with the world. In your own life, maybe projecting down what you're going to be doing for a living. How is it that you would impact your own life and others in the roles that you perceive you're going to be in a positive way that's healthy for the human body? So I want you to think about putting both of those things together in the question I'm going to ask you. All right, now I'm going to post that at the end of the module. You could skim right down there and open it up and have a look at that question. It's the same one that's going to be open on the quiz, and I'm going to open that up as soon as Monday the 8th if you haven't seen this already. Now, in between that period of time, when you look at that question, which is pretty much what I've just said, I want you to start going through the content in this module. I'm not going to stud it with a lot of PowerPoint, fill a lot of facts. I'm going to give you a lot of visual stuff because the text, the story of the human body, is going to give you everything you need. And I don't want to detract you from reading that right now with a lot of PowerPoint, just going over stuff. It takes a lot of time. It's going to be some visual help. We're going to look at some productions that were done actually by Dan Lieberman himself. I want you to have a look at a film about recent discoveries in humans called The Dawn of Humanity. They help us decide, what it is to be human and how do we know when we get to the genus human and really what our evolutionary path was. We're going to be looking at some work and some neurological changes that have happened to us that give us some inferences about what sort of social relationships we should have and our mutual independence. And additionally, I put one paper on this, and that is Evolve to Exercise. And of course, that's by Dan Lieberman too, or at least in association with Dan Lieberman. So between the visual stuff, some light reading that I have for you, you should be able to answer that question. All right, so this week is going to be really important too between you and me to contact each other. A few of you, I think the last week, many people started to tailor down their contact with me. This week, I should probably see an upswing. In other words, you're going to be running your ideas about me. Hey, Mercer, what do you think about this? You know what? I'm happy to help you because what you're producing is important to me. I really want this to be your manifesto for a way in which you can create a roadmap to change others. Because really, to be involved in this class, I have an ultimate goal for you. And I really want everyone to become leaders. People don't think about going to college as a privilege, but in this world, it really is. Very, very few people have the opportunity to go to college. And you think you live in an area like this where everyone's going, it's not that way. And if you don't receive the right information in the right way, you don't know how to be a leader. And that's what I want to see in your paper. So when you think about it, I want you to write it as a leader. All right, that'll be in the instructions too. All right, so let's get going on this work. And good luck on the exam you have coming up on Module 3.